Good day to you wherever you're watching OGTV across the globe. This is Peace and Conflict Resolution. We shall be looking to accountability, stewardship towards a renewed hope. And today, I have in the house someone you know, Barrister Adegbero Ogunbade. Adegbero Ogunbade is a legal practitioner. He's based in Abeokuta, and what he does is legal thing, adjudication. He's also into mediation. Barrister Adegbero, you're welcome to the
My
show.
pleasure being here. Good day, Oba.
Thank you very much. Barrister Adegbero, we're talking about accountability, stewardship towards achieving renewed hope. When we talk about renewed hope, I want to believe that something has gone wrong, and for the hope to be renewed, accountability, transparency should be the order of the day and should come to the limelight for assurance of the hope that is to come. What is your take?
Yes, thank you, Oba. We appreciate what you are doing on this program, and we should set the agenda from that tone in which you have highlighted just now. Renewed hope happens to be the agenda of the present government. That happens to be the mantra on which their campaign was majorly based upon.
Yes.
That possibly as a result of past experiences and activities of governance so far, hope has always been dashed. Hope has most times become dashed. And when hope becomes dashed, it's put the citizens in a position of disillusionment and disaffection, to the extent that they will have that posture that what is the essence of government? Possibly governance has failed for so long a time. And the government of the day now believe that possibly they could renew that hope, reignite that hope that every individual, every citizen has with regards to Nigeria. And based on that, the necessary expectations of the majority of the populace will be that all the dashed hope will now be worked upon in such an extent that many of the things that they have failed to see as performances from previous governments will now be realized from this particular government. Well, last year, May 29, they started, and 1 year is gone now. Renewed hope is almost not being achieved. But well, like they always posited to us that this government should not be judged based on few months being in power. Well, we understand the fact that previous government, previous politicians, the major actors in governance have not been really up and doing to meet the expectation of the Nigerian people. And what essentially should be looked at based on what we are about to discuss now is the aspect of accountability and stewardship. If you mention stewardship now, it means, in essence, that somebody is in the position to serve.
Exactly.
And that person, having held out himself as somebody that could deliver on the expectation of the populace, means that your service to the people should be paramount. They will be at any time, at all times, hold you responsible towards that your mantra, renewed hope. How far has the hope been able to get renewed or refreshed or even reignited in the mind of the populace? And to start it all, stewardship must be accountable to the electorate. The accountability aspect is where government should at first explore very well, so that at any point in time, their policies will gain acceptance, wide acceptance, to the extent that at any point in time they will understand that this is what we are about to get at the end of this program. But what are we really coming about now? It needs a system where government should rejig what they have put forward so far. Because as it is now, hope is not really standing to the extent of it being said that it is now renewed. Maybe we are just getting to start. Rome wasn't built in a day. Sure. I believe that with adequate putting in place of the necessary policies and necessary action by the government, we'll definitely achieve a milestone.
Thank you. You see, talking about accountability this time, recently, the Nigerians are crying, saying talking about the salary of the national officers, the National Assembly officers. And we have people that will work for 35 years and still they cannot lay a block for themselves. You know, this has been the issue aggravating and causing issues in the town. And we are talking about peace here. And whenever you want to talk about peace, the issue of accountability should be reckoned with. Now, the leaders, the Nigerians have lost hope in the leadership, especially the political class. How do you think we can bring things together and make sure there is peace between Nigerians and the political elite and the leaders?
Well, it is not mere fancy words to say that the populace has lost confidence in the leadership. With the mind of looking at how accountable is the government in that regard, and that is essentially what the government should look at. That is what they ought to work upon right from the outset of the administration.
So, Mr.
Yes.
We should not forget the fact that the National Assembly has come out to say that they are not collecting such amount of money.
That are working.
Nevertheless, that is the cry of Nigerians.
Definitely.
Has been the huge amount of money collected as salary by the national. I want us to put that into consideration.
Well, the system we operate takes care, and it is not only care, takes adequate care of those who produce nothing. If we continue in that kind of a system, we won't get anywhere. Government is the sole indices with regards to how a country's economy grows. And even inflation now comes up as a result of government spending much more than what they earn. And even if we are going to spend much more, are those spending directly linked to infrastructure that will benefit the entire populace? It is not, and in the affirmative, in the Nigerian sense. Even if we are spending money, it should be for those who really matter. I mean, giving bogus salary and allowance, working capitals, to those who will just sit for how many days in a year and effect not enough changes, not enough policies that we all desire to move the country forward. It is injustice in this regard. But I think they may not see it that way, because always their defenses has been that even those salaries are not fixed by themselves. That is the work of the Wages and Salaries Commission. No, it shouldn't be like that. Like I always say, government is instituted among men to secure happiness, safety, and liberty and life of people. And that should be the paramount thing. If you take care of all of that, then the infrastructures are in place, Even those that are high and up above will enjoy it. But in this instance, if you now give over 60% of the country budget to take care of those who should all by themselves take care of themselves, now the government appointment or government offices are seen as a place to enrich yourself. From all indication, if we want to make this country step forward, those that are much more important to even receive that much amount of salary, it will be those in the judiciary, those in the security system, those in education, and those in healthcare. Because in the judiciary, you don't want them to be corrupted.
Yeah.
You want to ensure probity in the system. You want to ensure justice. Security, everybody know what goes around. Education, we need to educate our minds. We need to do a lot with regards to information dissemination and education of those that are coming up. If we are not doing that, we are failing to take care of our future.
I used to see most of the honorable judges with one security personnel, one police. And when you see our political office holders, you see them with 2, 3, and more like
that. That is where the idea of inequality comes in. That is where the idea of inequality comes in. Ordinarily, well, even if you look at it from the aspect of those that will borrow democracy from, they don't take care of themselves like this, except in the monarchy system in Britain. And even the monarchy itself has its limits, because each and every other instances where they display beyond what is necessary, people will complain. People will even say, abolish monarchy, we don't want king, we don't want queen, and they will check themselves. But people have been crying all around, all over in Nigeria. Right from the outset, the government should have not taken care of themselves. You know, like even previous administration have done it. You have new elected legislatures. All you did, you have done but G for all of them. Even if it is not supposed to be like that. That is a waste of resources. The amount that was fixed to, that was budgeted to for that particular instance, can build hospital, can build schools. Those that are elected to serve, that is where the idea of stewardship comes. You are elected to serve, not to take care of yourself. You should have that passion to work for your country. You should have that passion to see that your country moves forward. And if you are part of the cankerworm that is destroying the essential fabrics of the country, you are not fit to be there. But it is the system we operate. If we don't look at that system as being bad, it is wrong. By way of information, the White House, where the President of the United States resides, the rent for that place is being deducted from his salary.
Wow.
Even the Vice President, they don't, and recently when billions of naira residence was built for the Vice President in Nigeria, they said the Vice President of America, the residence where he stays, was built way back in 18-something. What they have done so far has been refurbishment, not building new all along. We have been so wasteful in that regard.
Thank you, Barrister. We will go on a very short break now, and when we come back, we'll dig deeper into the matter. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. It's still the program, Peace and Conflict Resolution. I have in the house Barrister Adigberu Ogunbade. Barrister Gbero, you see, the preservation of our natural resources, when we talk about accountability, we still have these public office holders controlling our natural resources. The political class, the private, and people that are holding the offices, the public offices. And when we talk about Nigeria is not working, things are not working, who do we blame? We always mention the president. the president. And the song has become Tinubu, Tinubu, Tinubu. And we forget to mention those that the president put in place to, to put things right. What's your take?
Well, we will not begin anything in the process of putting our country right if we do not carry out some surgical operation in Nigerian administrative setup. It is always like a system that embodies corruption, that allows wrongdoings to persist. Well, it happens everywhere, but if we cannot immediately nip it, it's gone past the board now. Nip it once it is discovered by system of punishing anyone who became responsible for that act, and then make sure that the resources that are looted get back into government coffers. This one will do his own, get away with it, and this one will do his own, get away with it. And these are people that are in the limelight. These are people that are in the scheme of making things happen. So if you continue to build on that kind of a system, we are not ready to do anything. We are not ready to do anything. Well, people will say Tinubu because the buck stops as stable. If he knows by himself that this is the constitution of Nigeria that he swore to protect, what are the ideals stated in the constitution? Pursue the lofty ideals. Those that you see that are not working in tandem with your vision, the idea of renewed hope that has been shattered all along, get rid of them. And if they are found wanting in any ills, you should prosecute them. By the time we begin to see those things happen, definitely everybody will sit right. It will not mean that, okay, you have opportunity to amass wealth from government coffers, you get away with it. That system will not produce a sound economy and sound country for all of us. Come to think of it, those that are coming behind, what is the education that we are giving to them? Is it going to be that possibly when they get into their own position, are they going to continue like that? I always beat my chest to the extent of, well, this generation of Nigerians and those that are coming, it will get to a point that people will no longer be satisfied with the status quo and begin to uproot those evils from around all of us. Not by way of protest, not by way of revolution, by way of mind changing, by way of attuning our minds to what we learn, what it's preached to us in churches, in mosques, and other well-meaning places, like all these forums as well, that we imbibed all those sound precepts, and we are ready by ourselves to know that, okay, this is the way we are going to follow. We don't want to destroy our country anymore. We should do the right thing. Right thing starts from every individual, not even the president alone. Right thing starts if you are a teacher, if you are a nurse, if you are a practitioner or anything that you are. It is not Tinubu or the president that will deliver babies in the hospital. Some people have grouses against them. They say even when they go to deliver, when you sit down, the nurses will even be pressing their phone. They will not attend to you. You should deliver service. You should be accountable for what you earn, and you should be accountable to the people who put you there.
It's cut across.
Cut across. It does not mean government side alone.
Yes. We talking about accountability and stewardship towards the renewed hope in Nigeria. We should not forget something: reciprocity. The Nigerians and the political class are to come together and say that we are together. We should not forget that with the level of insecurity in Nigeria, the government is still paying security votes. And this money is I don't know, but I guess it is to make sure that there is security everywhere in the town. And still, I want to believe the government is doing fantastically, well on this, and I want to believe that maybe their best is not yet felt, and without sleep sometimes You see the presidency, the governors working all around the clock to make sure there is security, and still it is still insecurity. How do we go about this? And for us to have our peace in Nigeria, where have we gotten it wrong, and what are we missing?
Like I just stated now, we've been getting it wrong, and we will always get it wrong if we don't nip all the excesses. We want a situation whereby even those in the end of affairs will not be afraid to mix with the people. And there won't be that necessity to have like 3, 4, 5, 6 orderlies around one person. That is a position of mistrust. That means those people that elected you, you don't trust them, so that possibly they may hurt you. And what have you done in that instant for them to hurt you? That idea of reciprocity, yes, I think is in that line. Should take care of the teeny majority, the basic infrastructure that are needed to allow people develop at their own pace, to allow people do what they do, feel happy with it, and be glad that government is there for them. Not in the essence of saying that we will give them rights, we will give them palliatives. No. Like this Chinese proverb that we all know, teach a man how to fish, don't give him a fish. Let everybody who is genuinely interested in working, let him be able to do what he can do, and let him be happy with it. Because even whatever he earns, if the settings are right, he can buy food, he can take care of himself with across all board. Even whether you are a nurse, you are a teacher, you are a policeman, you are a soldier, you should be able to take care of even your family in that regard. But those that cannot do that, you see children leaving home, getting into the streets. What do they imbibe? They are taught wrong things. They grow up and they become criminals. So if the government is leaving that aspect aside, then that idea of reciprocity has not come in. The essence of governance is to take care of all, do practical things, do activities, do actions that will set people in line in accordance with what they can be responsible upon and produce something. Definitely, everybody will take care of himself.
Barrister Adegbenro, thank you very much. I most sincerely thank you. And because of our time, we'll look at, on your parting shot, the issue of accountability, transparency in the governance. Don't you think it is not too late for us to fix things?
I say it is never too late. All these concepts that we are talking about, they are not rocket science, my brother. Even if someone is dumb, he cannot know anything, he cannot fix anything. At least you see people who have progressed in that regard. Ask them, what are they done to see that what they are achieving, what we cannot achieve. Ask them, how did you come about this? How did you come? And they will give you their model. Even if you have that model, reshape it to suit your own purpose, to suit your own society. And definitely we will get it. I think honesty and truthfulness will take us there. If everybody who desires a good country, a progressive Nigeria, come together and wants to see things work, transparency and accountability should not be much of a gargantuan concept to achieve. We'll get there.
Yeah, thank you so much. That has been Adegbenro Ogunbade, has been doing justice on the program, Peace and Conflict Resolution, on the topic accountability, stewardship towards achieving a renewed hope, like we have the hope coming. And I want to assure every Nigerian, watching, that the renewed hope will certainly come to limelight. This is where we shall be drawing the curtain on the show till we see next week. Barrister Adegbero, thank you for coming on the
It's
program.
my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I hope when next we call on you, you'll be here.
Much
Thank
ready.
you so much. Yes, like I said, this is where we shall be drawing the curtain on the show today. Till I see you next time, next week, same station. I remain Oba Oluwaseunfunmi Ogunleye. Be peaceful.